Folks, thank you for joining us today on Werewolf Radar, the world's premier paranormal preparedness and Dr. Wiley preparedness podcast. My name's Jordan Dahl.
I am Nate Malden.
And I am Rockman.
Rockman in Japan.
I am Rockman in Japan, full name.
Today's episode of Werewolf Radar is brought to you by the Nitroscope from Monstroko. This 380 horsepower carbon fiber beast of a microscope will make you the envy of the bioengineering lab, forensic research department, or infectious disease weaponization facility. With nitrous boosters to see what germs really look like. The Nitroscope from Monstroko. Wait, what?
Dude, you are gonna get so many scientists up on your nuts with this thing.
You're gonna be pulling
men, women, you.
Simply known as the product.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta watch out. I have seen a guy wreck one of these things on a quarter mile, and it f***ed him up.
That's fair. You gotta be careful.
Sometimes you see on TikTok scary videos of people trying to like do RNA research or something with one of these, and a SUV just sideswipes them.
Yeah, make sure you take your nitroscope to a Monstroko certified racetrack if you're gonna use it.
And a Monstroko certified repairman. You want if your repairman isn't a big goblin riding an oversized hot rod, a crazy kind of Florida sunburn goblin, then you're in the wrong spot, folks. Monstroko, what the Nitroscope. Careful out there. I like that it all happens on the interstate too. You have to take it out on the interstate.
I like how you're just scrolling through video upon video of RNA sequencing on TikTok. They're all like, so we're making a virus today, crew. And then it's them with like a little dropper of amino acids.
Yeah. But it's like, they're using the nitroscope, so it's like, oh shit, it's metastasizing. Hit the nitrous.
The guy's name, his avatar name is Wu Han Solo.
Fuck. Okay. We shouldn't laugh at Monstroko. They will turn us into the product.
I have a cough right now.
I would like to go first. I'm gonna take the speaking skull and have it kind of hover gently to the ground where 2 or 3 smaller skulls will get out and start asking people for directions, because I came across one of my old faves, one of your old faves.
Wait, how'd you know so much about me?
It's my curse. It's my curse. And now yours as well. And I'm sure we've touched on it before, but I was reading it on Reddit, and it's just such a strange story that I want to talk about it again.
Okay.
This is the story of Joseph Simonton and his encounter with the aliens that gave him pancakes.
Wait. I don't remember this at all.
Then strap in, get hungry, and
or maybe don't. We'll see what your opinion is after you find out. About these pancakes.
Yeah.
I was talking to ecom supervisor, my partner, about pancakes yesterday. What if I just started doxing everyone I care about? Sure. Job and title. Anyway, pancakes. I was just talking about them. Weird coincidence.
Yeah, interesting.
I watched somebody eat I think 7 of them in a challenge
on
earlier
OnlyFans
today
while masturbating. Okay.
Wow. Yeah, I mean,
it was still a challenge
with maple syrup. So this is from howandwise.com. This is the tale of Joe Simonton by Vicky Verma. This was in 2022, so I think Vicky's a real person.
Okay.
But this picture of an old man drinking a bottle of milk that's an advertisement on the site is very AI. You ever see those? Are you getting those AI ads? I got one that was like an old man in a Navy uniform lying down in a coffin and screaming in terror.
That's
What was it
okay. Well, I
for?
want
It
to know
was
what the
for
website is
it was
now.
it was for Medicare planning.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense,
It was like,
actually.
you don't want to have this.
Yeah, you're right. I don't.
Yeah, bonkers. Okay. So Joseph Simonton was a poultry farmer, 60 years old. He was living in Eagle River, Wisconsin, United States. That Wisconsin.
Right,
Okay.
right, right.
Good,
Home
good.
of the
Not with
cheese curd monster.
It was April 18th to be specific. It's 1961, so the
the
what's
war was
happening in
on.
61? But
I
was the
think
war just on?
I think the
No, it's a
American-Australian War.
Hmm.
yeah, that's right. We were it was a it's called the tennis war because we fought it entirely with rackets.
Um, so on April 18th, 1961, Simonton was having breakfast in the late morning in his home when he heard a confusing noise near his farm. They don't go into detail on what the confusing noise was. Can we
It
get
could
some
be
It was
guesses? What's a confusing noise you sometimes hear?
it was a 14.4 modem from 1994.
Sure. Okay, that is confusing.
thank you.
It's
I
frightening
try to
and
make the
confusing.
most unnatural noises I could possibly
Sure.
make.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
I think it was probably something like,
Ooh, repetitive. I like that.
but it was like a man saying that. So let's say that it's a blend of all of those. And he's like, what in tarnation? Well, he's in Wisconsin, so he's like, what in the world is that? Um, he looked out of his window and was stunned after seeing a silver disc hovering over his backyard. UFO is about 4 meters high, 10 meters in diameter. So this is a whopper.
Yeah.
4 meters high. That's
Yeah, I was trying to do math. It's we'll just round
Well,
down.
it's
4 meters high. We're at 12
3.2 feet
feet.
is roughly 12. Yeah, it's a little over 12 feet.
like
Yeah,
15
yeah.
feet high,
15
like
feet.
60 feet wide. That's a whopper.
That could house that would be a comfortable room for the three of us to explore the universe.
But that's not who
I
was
agree.
inside.
Who was
Because
inside?
Simonton, rather curious, check on the object. He went outside, like, yeah, you fellas need something?
That's good
Uh,
Midwest.
a hatch on the disc opened and three dark-skinned humanoid figures appeared. According to the farmer, they were mute and looked like the Italian.
Look like the Italian, or does he mean Italians?
No, he
According
specifically means Fabio.
according
Or maybe he's talking about
according
Benito Mussolini. I don't
to
know.
the farmer,
Yeah, but like which Italian
they were
exactly?
mute and looked like the Italian. So I think he was like, if he had to guess, he was like, there's three Italian fellas out here. Um, so yeah, they were
one
like,
of those
it's us, the
fantastic,
aliens.
one of their fantastic new cars
Yeah.
flies around.
They were about 5 feet tall. They were dressed in tight clothes from head to toe. Sounds like mods.
It's a
These are
big
mods.
description of extraterrestrial outfits or just their physical appearance. Always tight, skin tight outfits.
Skin tight. You're traveling through the universe. We don't have time for fashion up here.
We go baggy, I would like to point out, in our outfits.
That's true. The man said
Wow.
that one of the aliens had some vessel, like a bucket, and signaled him to fill it with water. I would like you guys to signal me to fill this with water.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna
Oh,
do.
mute. Yeah. I hold bucket. I start
What do
spitting
you
into
want? What do
it.
you want, fella? You want me
Oh,
to spit in your bucket there?
Oh, damn it.
spitting's pretty good. I think if I know the culture well enough, and I think that he would recognize drinking from a glass, mime that, and then
Clever.
pour into the bucket.
Or even like or like
Yeah, waves.
he would still have to look pretty silly doing it though. This is my alien version of that.
Okay, hit us with it. It's not
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. No, I mean
Now this,
that does make me immediately think that you want to challenge me to King of the Beach surf sesh.
so they give him the bucket. They indicate that he has to fill it up. In the picture that I have, they're actually handing him a trophy. It looks like they're like, here you go, best Earthling. So Simonton noticed, he filled it up with water from the nearby pump and returned it to the alien. Simonton noticed that inside the ship, it was totally dark, and one of the crypt's crew was busy with the dashboard, while others seemed to be prepared for cooking on a flameless grill.
Yeah, they just need to boil some stuff because they're worried about Giardia or whatever.
That's future technology. I still don't have an electric grill.
This sounds like my apartment from 2003. This sounds like they walked in and found me and my roommate playing video games and somebody cooking in the kitchen. So somebody was preparing food being wait a minute. The ship's crew was busy with the dashboard while others seemed to be prepared for cooking on a flameless grill, right? Like a blacktop or something.
Yeah, just an electric grill, but I guess at the time, fucking mind-blowing to be like, how are you doing that without flame?
Or maybe it's the type of thing, well, like we'll hypothesize after this. So the creatures looked nice and offered him 4 pancakes that had tiny holes. After that, they closed the hatch, started the ship, and flew away. Slowly rose at some distance from the ground and flew away toward the south. Simonton, holding 4 pancakes, watched this amazing scene with his eyes wide open. Interestingly, at the same time, this incident caught more than one witness. Savino Borgo, an insurance agent who was driving near Simonton's farm, also saw a flying saucer.
Right.
He saw the
he was
motherfucker.
also in cahoots with the alien Italians.
Italians.
Yeah.
Simonton tasted one of the pancakes, but was not impressed by the friendly aliens' cooking. According to him, it tasted like cardboard.
Rude, first of all. Hospitality. They were kind enough to, first of all,
it was
make
an exchange.
you anything.
He gave them water.
Normally, such stories
Your water sucks, ma'am. How about that? How does that feel?
Due to their bizarre nature, but this one got the attention of the U.S. authorities. After the neighbors spotted a UFO over Simonton's farm, they called the U.S. Air Force. They arrived with members of Project Blue Book. One of the aliens' pancakes was given to a local judge by Simonton, who vouched for his honesty and reliability. The second pancake was received by Dr. J. Allen Hynek, and the third one was handed over to the Food and Drug Administration by the Air Force. After some analysis, it was found that the pancakes were made from completely earthly products.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, it's like mashed rye or some shit that like.
Within a few days, this strange story turned from an interesting UFO encounter into a nationwide joke. The newspapers spoke of the incident in a derisive tone, but the people who had known Simonton for a long time believed him. When Dr. Hynek met Simonton for the first time, he was quite impressed by his behavior. He wrote in one of his Project Blue Book reports that Simonton knew that they would not believe him, but he did not care. He simply assured that whatever he witnessed had happened in reality.
We believe here on Werewolf Radar. Don't worry.
I do.
Man.
I believe that's the best. As you know, this is my favorite testimonial is the guy who says, "You're not going to believe it, but this is what happened." It's like that woman who saw the alien with her 2 kids. Remember?
Yeah.
Simonton lived in the Eagle River. This says he lived in the Eagle River, which is that's his neighbor.
That's the dream.
That's his neighbor, Simonton. They're always getting each other's mail. It's just eggs again. Okay. which is surrounded by forests. So he lived in this town, Eagle River, which is surrounded by forests and lakes and is close to the Michigan border. In the following month of the incident, in the month following the incident, the area suffered a power failure and all telephone lines were also affected. Besides, a fighter jet, a B-47 bomber, crashed 60 miles from the Eagle River on February 24th of the same year. And on May 2nd, another plane crashed near that area. The pilot in the second crash said, quote, "I felt this weightlessness and I was hanging by my straps." Just before the crash, the place had many strange UFO sightings from 1959 to 1963, but never got public attention. The Eagle River UFO incident has been unsolved. The Air Force said that Simonton mistook a dream and considered it a reality.
Except
No.
he had those
What?
pancakes.
He did
Unless
have the pancakes.
unless they're saying that he made the pancakes himself to lie to the government.
Could
Sir,
be. Could
you've
be.
made
I mean,
these
like,
bad
like
pancakes.
you
Have you
said,
tried sugar?
the pancakes did turn out to be of terrestrial origin. We can look into the ingredients if you want, but I didn't dig that deep. I am going to show you guys. There are pictures of the pancakes. Here is a picture
Nice.
of Simonton himself holding the pancake.
He seems like a trustworthy guy. There's no reason to believe he, was inventing this whole cloth.
That is an unusual pancake, too.
It is, but it also looks like certain sourdough pancakes that get made with that. Those are the, I don't know. It makes them bubble like that. Here's the picture of him receiving the award for Best Earthling.
Congratulations.
And here's a video about him where you can hear him talk.
What's his voice sound like? Critical past.
I think I saw an alien.
Oh, my sound's on.
There he is checking the mail.
They don't write anymore.
He's getting his an AARP card.
Nice, get it. Do you have sound on?
Can you hear it?
No.
Oh shit! Sorry, we should be listening to this because it's really great.
Yeah, I just thought maybe there was.
I thought you said there's sound on. Sorry, we'll cut that part.
I will not.
Roger
People
will.
must understand.
Roger, no, people hate seeing the sausage made.
Oh no! Is that what the book The Jungle's about?
Yep.
Kind of. Actually, I think it's about socialism, but everybody thought it was about sausages.
It's about both. Books can be about two things.
Yeah, I mean, there's at least one
how.
chapter of Jamie Loftus's Raw Dog that's about hot dogs and socialism.
Oh, I thought Raw Dog was about,
Fucking a bun.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Raw Dog.
Without a casing.
Please forgive my ultra wide screen.
I love it.
Getting the theremin
When you
involved.
meet someone from outer space, perhaps in the North Woods, Joe Simonton of Eagle River, Wisconsin, spins a yarn about an April morning in 1961.
Spins a yarn.
Morning when he says he came face to face with another world.
Right here is where this flying saucer, this UFO, landed. Right here, about where I'm standing. And it was a big, huge thing, and I wondered what the heck it was. I was in my kitchen having a bite of lunch, and I turned around, put the dishes in the sink, and I looked out the window, and that's when I first saw this thing coming straight down, just like an elevator. And first I thought the roof went off of my house, and I thought, no, the roof is green, and this is bright. What the heck is it? So
What?
I
Where is
rushed
it?
out to see.
Yeah,
what
go
it
back,
was.
go back.
First you thought the
roof
what?
is
Hatchway
the roof
opening
is
up. What the heck
green,
is it?
but
Coming
this is
straight
red.
down, just like an elevator. And first I thought the roof went off of my house, and I thought, no, the roof is green, and
see.
this is bright. What the heck is it?
This
So
is bright.
I rushed out to see what it was, and by that time there was a hatchway opening up in the top of it, just like the trunk of your car. And in there stood a little man. I say a little man, about 5 foot tall, holding up a jug or a container, and he motioned he wanted to drink. He motioned for water. So I walked up to him to get this jug, and I looked at his eyes, and they were so penetrating that I had to look away. So I went to the basement to get this water, and I thought, well, they want water, so I'll take it up to them and see what happens. At me when I first came out of the basement, but I didn't look at his face until I got right up to him. Then I looked up, and I handed the jug up with both hands, and I had that same look in his eyes, a sort of a penetrating look. And when he took the water, I balanced myself with this hand against the machine, and I stepped back a few steps. And then with that, he set the jug down, and he gave me a salute with the back of his hand, a gesture of thanks, I presume. And then, well, I gave him my salute. What am I going to do? So I noticed this little man, same size of a man, right to the right side of the hatchway, cooking these pancakes, which I have one here yet. He was frying these pancakes, and I pointed to him and made a gesture like eating. I thought maybe I'd get a conversation out of him. Nobody was saying anything. But he didn't say a word. He just reached over and he got a handful of them, 4 of them, and he handed them down to me. And they were hot and greasy.
Nice.
And this man cooking these pancakes, it was on a square grill-like concern. I couldn't see any flame, but it seemed to be very hot. There was smoke coming from it. And if that was their food, God help them, because I took a bite of one of them, and it tasted like a piece of cardboard.
God help them.
They're small. And with that, he reached up and he closed this hatch with a heavy thud click like when it latched. And you couldn't a bit more see where that hatch was than you could see a hole in my hand. And with that, the thing started to raise just like it came down. Everything was timed perfect. It went up about 20 feet. It tilted at 45 degrees straight south and shot off. And within 2 or 3 seconds, it was out of sight. Well, there I stood in the driveway with a handful of greasy pancakes and my mouth open, wondering what the heck I saw. What had happened?
It is outside the realm of the Air Force to pass judgment on Mr. Simonton's case. However, the pancakes that he turned over to the Air Force were turned over to the Food and Drug people, and they were analyzed as pure buckwheat pancakes.
Oh, that's what it was. It's buckwheat.
There it is.
Yeah, buckwheat's weird. It's always like that.
That's the case of Joe Simonton. Honestly, after hearing him tell his tale, I believe him less somehow, but I vacillated wildly between it. That's the end of my segment that I'm gonna call I Seen It, and I'm gonna show us videos of actual people seen it.
Okay.
So the little men have gotten back into the skull. It has hovered up, seems to have transposed through the roof, phased rather, and moving off at a 45-degree angle toward the southwest.
All right. Let's see. I can hear it. It's coming this way.
Good.
Is this part of the mythos landing for everyone? The speaking skull? Let us know in the comments. Let us know if the speaking skull reads or if it's too dense.
I don't think it's dense enough.
Okay. Nate, can you feel it in your hands and tell us how dense it is?
Yeah. Well, you know what I think I might have gotten a weird one. This appears to be a Spreckenschädel.
Oh.
So
the
it
speaking
flew.
skull has been known to
It flew all the way to Germany, and then got citizenship there, then came here.
That's a good
Dude,
idea.
that's hard,
with what's going on around the world.
So, whatever lore people are opposed to, we've just made it even more dense.
Fuck yeah.
So this will be a segment that I'll give the awful name of Colorado Do See These Haunted Roads. These are some haunted drives you can take in the Centennial State.
That's us, baby.
This first one, if you didn't need a reason to believe it's haunted going into it, it's called the Phantom Canyon Road.
I'm surprised I don't know
Love
of this
that.
one.
Fucking love that. That's when a story sounds like an X-Files episode you'd stop on instead of one of the like Skinner ones or something. Don't come at me. I know he's important. He's a good character or whatever.
He's the
Anyway,
only
but-
one
I'm
in
pumped about
Mulder's
this.
corner.
I know
No,
he's got
well,
a friend. He's
but-
got a friend
but
in the
he's-
FBI,
He's not the only
he's
one
so-
in Mulder's corner.
and he is so rarely in his corner.
Yeah.
No.
He's often taking the side of the consortium or whatever.
His
System.
Illuminati authorities. I know, but
I
he
have-
does
I-
take the
to be
bullet
fair-
for Mulder.
To be fair, I don't watch those episodes. I skip them. I don't care.
They're not the good ones. You are
I
right.
don't
Yeah.
care.
Interestingly, I've had the X-Files Pluto channel on for like 2 days. And,
Nice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I've
Nicole.
I've seen
so-
almost all of. I skipped the Doggett episodes.
Yeah, I like Dog It. I don't skip those.
I also like Robert Patrick quite a bit, but like that's not enough monster of the week. for me.
I am here for the monster of the week.
My
I'm
wife
glad we all
just
agree.
discovered X-Files. She wasn't allowed to watch it in her home because it
course.
was too
Oh, too
scary.
frightening.
It's too
Yeah.
scary. And now that she's watching it, she's like, "This isn't scary. This is silly."
Back in
And
the
I'm
day,
like,
dude.
and that's what I said to her. I was like, "That fucking leech man lived in my turlet."
the
Or-
Fuji mermaid episode.
Yeah.
Fuji Mermaid's good. Yeah, the Fluke Boy, that I
Yeah.
watched that one an hour ago, 2 hours ago, maybe.
It's fucked up. It's a fucked up one. That's one of the main ones where I'm like, whenever Scully's like, "Come on, Mulder, those
yeah,
things
yeah.
don't exist." I'm like,
You're like, they have
Scully!
a body.
Scully, you were there. He was in prison. You saw him. Anyway,
Has your beloved wife seen Home?
What's
No.
that
No,
episode?
no,
Oh
no.
no, I
That's
know
the
that
episode-
episode. I know
that's
that
the
episode with the,
Jesus Christ!
I have
It
shielded
just
her
all
from
hit
it.
me.
I have shielded
Okay.
her from
Oh
it.
god,
so
it all
far.
just hit me.
But
Oh,
we're gonna watch it at some
God.
point. At this point, she's still very much in the fun phase of it. Like,
Right,
Roger, you okay?
Eugene
God.
Toombs is still
Take a
haunting the
second.
place.
Sims is fucked up. She hasn't seen that one either, which I argue is the first really creepy one.
Yeah, it's also I
Um,
think it's like episode 3.
Yeah. Where she's just getting into it. Nicole loves a mystery. And
Good for
she's,
her.
Yeah, she loves them.
Oh,
She's good at
there-
writing them.
There is a full movie video game of the X-Files. I fucking owned it as a child. You two have to play it.
FMV.
Yes, yeah, like where like they
What?
acted out with fucking Scully and Mulder. You play an FBI agent along with them. You go to Antarctica. Fucking crazy. You guys have to
Cool.
play it.
Oh, it's
Man.
the actual movie.
It's
They're
the
always
actual
out there.
game.
Oh,
They're
Like
always,
it follows a
they're always
similar
going to
plot,
Antarctica.
it's true.
Go ahead.
Tucked into
We got-
Colorado's
This
Pikes
has
Peak
been the
region.
X-Files corner.
but
Tucked into Colorado's Pikes Peak region, this rugged back road is the kind of place that makes you feel like you've stepped onto a film set of the X-Files. Except the history surrounding it is entirely real. The 30-mile dirt stretch winds through a dramatic canyon once carved alongside a bustling gold rush railroad, and traces of that era still linger in weathered stone walls and abandoned structures. So this is figure out where exactly this is. I know it's between Cripple Creek and Florence. And if you know your southern mountainous areas, that stuff might mean something to you. It started off, there was a, let me get the guy's name. Goes back to a guy named Bob Womack. He was a cowboy in 1889. He found gold in Poverty Gulch, which is right near Cripple Creek, which is a town and also a creek.
Okay.
Of course, it's 1889, 1890, so people are out there digging stuff up, but they couldn't really, it was such a weird place to get to that they decided that what needed to happen if they were going to start moving gold in any sort of, saleable pattern.
Right.
Sure.
They were going to have to build some track.
Okay. Yeah.
Because Cripple Creek basically can't, they don't have any of the mills necessary to actually process the gold.
Sure.
But Florence apparently did.
Florence of Arabia.
Yep,
Sorry.
exactly.
Had to, like literally had to.
I'm such an idiot.
What happens is two Florence businessmen, James A. McCandless and David Moffat, collaborated to build a narrow gauge railroad to transport the ore.
Love it.
They blasted 40
Only
miles.
good things happen on a narrow gauge railroad.
Yeah, well, that's the thing too, is you can drive this now, but it was always intended for something that was like 5.5 feet wide or something, like it's kind of a weird drive apparently.
This is wild. I've ridden on one of these actually. I rode on one in or something similar in the Redwood Forest.
In your opinion?
Yeah.
Of the
awesome.
ride?
Fucking enchanting. It felt like I was on an alien planet. It was wild.
Yeah, I love the Redwoods.
It's bonkers.
Fantastic.
Kashyyyk.
Fantastic land
It's Kashyyyk.
out there.
This was up in the
It
big
looks
crazy one where it's like there's that cathedral where it's like they form cathedrals naturally where they'll make a big circle because their roots like hold hands in a certain way. It's crazy. It's awesome.
So anyway, they blast 40 miles of track, 30 of which I believe is like legitimately in the canyon.
Okay.
Of course, the day after they open, the train derails, killing one guy.
Of course.
Washouts were a regular occurrence, and that was happening, while they were building it as well. Huge problem. Rock falls, that sort of thing.
Sure.
But they do get it built, and it works for a while. Roughly 22 years.
Okay.
Maybe.
It's not bad.
That's when
that's pretty good.
That's since they started building it too. So I don't know how long it took to build, but somewhere in that around that number. The tracks end up getting fully washed out in July of 1912. Flood hits, washes out 12 bridges, 5 miles of track, and several towns. So, total disaster.
Right.
The thing is, it's shut down. In 1918, they eventually removed the tracks because they figured, well, you can still take a wagon down there or perhaps a newfangled car.
I refuse to take this car.
I travel by dirigible or nothing, good sir.
Indeed, I'm a classy bitch.
Yeah. Now hook me up to my harness that I might float away. Whee! Don't look. Stop looking.
So here's some of the reasons why it's the Phantom Canyon. Some of the ghost stories.
On account of the Phantom.
The most well-known of which involves a man who was executed at the state penitentiary in the 1890s. Shortly, and I don't think that's anywhere really close to this, but it might have been back then. So, for whatever reason, passengers aboard trains passing through the canyon would see him walking alongside the tracks. That's
a spooky one. Because you're like, oh no, watch out. And then next thing you know, it's a skeleton.
Yeah. You gotta look out for that. Nobody's ever looking out for a skeleton coming from the outside. Normally they come from the inside.
Get out of here. The door is right there.
There are, of course, the spirits of tons of miners who were killed in either just horrific accidents, or during labor disputes where, whoever was owned the mine decided to, I guess, send in some Pinkerton-esque thugs.
Pinkerton ass thugs.
I like to call them freedom fights.
Wow.
Wow, it's pretty solid.
Thank you. I just thought of that.
I don't get it. So
For the workers' right for any freedom, which we've always had to. That's what we should call worker riots now.
I see. I'm into that.
Yeah, there were at least
Let's do it.
there were multiple like battles between union and non-union workers.
Mm-hmm.
Gunfights, people were blowing stuff up. This is in the days when people would still use dynamite to just thrown as
dynamite in civil disputes.
Yeah,
some real Billy Bragg shit.
Yeah,
Yes.
here's the thing. It costs a lot to get a gun. You have a giant crate of dynamite. That's
That
how
is so
a lot
true.
of the old West battles were just dynamite.
That's true.
An elevator cable was tampered with, which killed 15 miners.
No.
Then miners bombed a train depot, killing 13 non-union miners.
Miners
And
bombed
yeah,
the train union.
they're all still around,
Having ghost wars.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
is some real like crotchety old some frighteners shit. Remember the frighteners?
Yeah, it's
I
great.
bet that guy's there. That old miner 49er they hung out with.
I think that a lot of it is they're running up real quiet like because they got ghost feet
Interesting.
with a spiritual pickaxe, and they're just putting it in non-union backs.
Sure. That
At
happens.
the same time,
People don't like to talk about it.
They get hit in the back by a different non-union guy.
Right.
It's the cycle of death for old-timey miners is never ending.
Yeah. It's tough for them out there.
Mostly because I'm out here pushing them.
But ultimately what happened, so today it's a mostly dirt road. At one point there was a train from Colorado Springs up to Cripple Creek. Although that has also been removed. And yeah, you can if you're popping by Colorado,
or if you know a ghost miner.
If you know a ghost miner, if you want to know a ghost miner.
You're trying to meet a ghost miner. This could be for you.
Ghostminer.net. Find your love. A sponsor of Werewolf Radar.
69er.
Oh. Anyway, here's a few more roads.
Cool.
That are also haunted.
Haunted roads.
A little less haunted than Phantom Canyon.
To the grave where I belong. I'm a Dracula in America.
This first one is Riverdale Road in Thornton.
Oh, that's where I work. Not that road particularly, but yeah.
No. But you can go there and check it out if you want.
Roger.
Like I said, Colorado dude, check out these haunted roads or whatever the segment was.
I think that was it.
While Thornton may seem like an innocent enough part of Denver's suburbia, it is anything but due to its terrifying Riverdale Road. What makes this seemingly normal street so spooky? According to legend, Riverdale Road is the setting for many morbid tales, including
Riverdale.
Yeah, they got slave lynchings. They got a deranged man murdering his wife and children by setting their mansion on fire.
Oh, God.
There's a mysterious underground chicken coop that was once said to be home to conjured demons and spirits.
Yikes. Chicken demons. That's scary.
Yeah, which, yeah, I mean, also maybe keep this one out of the rotation. Poultrygeist, Night of the Chicken Dead.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think it's a great piece of trauma history. But,
yeah, but there's a lot of butt stuff happening in that one.
Oh, yeah, there surely is.
Yeah. A lot of egg stuff. Pretty frightening. Um, and
Uh,
also one time, Jughead ate a bunch of hamburgers there, right?
yep, yep.
So the legend
He
goes.
lives in Riverdale.
There's also, and this is kind of fun, there's a ghost of a deceased Camaro driver who challenges living motorists to drag race to their death.
I've never heard that. I
Yeah,
love
well,
that.
I also hadn't heard about an underground chicken coop full of demons.
What
Okay,
about
fair enough.
these? Any one of these would make a great and terrifying X-Files episode.
Oh yeah, 100%.
The hot rod demon.
I do like the episodes that are like the ghost in your neck of the woods, you know, to where like
Oh,
we're
yeah.
in suburb and it turns out the most of the community is vampires.
That's a
Yeah,
great
that's a
episode.
great episode.
The I really like the one with the weird like gated community that has a golem.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
My
That one's
screenwriting
fun.
professor in college, her screenwriting professor wrote that one.
Oh,
nice.
nice.
Yeah.
I feel like that might be a Vince Gilligan.
I think it. No. Maybe it is. Maybe
What?
I'm getting something confused. I think it's called Beyond Arcadia.
It's very possible.
Boy, we're getting way sidetracked by the
Uh,
X-Files. You guys
a
gotta
good
watch the
show.
X-Files. If you're a middle-aged millennial,
Yeah, if you were born sometime in the 80s and you already watched the entire series, guess what? It's still pretty good.
yeah, mostly.
Uh, so yeah, I mean that's Riverdale Drive or
Okay.
Riverdale Road rather in Thornton, Colorado.
Okay.
This article I'm looking at also mentions Third Bridge, which you can see. I believe you can still hear a live show we did from Third Bridge
You
Yeah,
can.
there's
It's on
an
our
episode
website,
there.
werewolfradar.com.
like 10 years ago.
Yeah. There's some. We got some interesting sounds. Make of it what you will.
Yeah, it's a lot of so supposedly you can see the shadows of hanging people in the trees. You hear native drumming. As there was a massacre there, of course.
I
Mhm.
saw the future and
Ugh. It was.
I gotta say, guys, we're cartoons. There's
Ooh.
crossing of dimensions.
I
We
like that.
become cell shaded.
I'd watch that season.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. Now, if I get run over, can I put my thumb in my mouth and
All cartoon
blow
physics
myself
apply.
back up?
Yeah,
Okay.
all cartoon physics apply.
All right. Well, I say we take to the streets and play in traffic. Gold Camp Road in the Springs. This historic, albeit terrifying road is a series of 3 arched tunnels that once served both the railroad and passing motorists. As the story goes, one of the tunnels completely collapsed on a school bus full of orphans.
Oh, why were so many orphans at one place at one
I mean,
time?
That's the thing that makes it unbelievable. Because I'm sure that at some point one of these weird arches collapsed, but what are these orphans doing going to school?
Probably. Why aren't they in the mines?
So yeah, they killed all the children and the driver. Supposedly, if you go down there, you can hear the sounds of screaming children from deep within the now condemned tunnel and find small, dusty handprints on the car. Kiowa Creek Train Bridge in Bennett. The poor Eastern Plains just can't seem to catch a break. Located just down the road from Third Bridge, the Kiowa Creek Train Bridge is said to be the location of a historic train wreck that killed most of the car's passengers. So, if you don't go to Third Bridge, you can go. Also, this isn't the Eastern Plains. Come on, it's not that far east.
No, it's like what, hour, 90 minutes from Denver?
It's pretty close to
less if you're flying in just to see.
civilization. But yeah, there's people will see ghosts roaming around, and apparently also, and this is very fun, a ghost train.
Wow, we love a ghost train.
Love a
Chugga
ghost
chugga,
train.
baby.
What's But boy, now we're gonna get back into the mechanics.
X-Files?
No, we're gonna get back into the mechanics of ghost cars and ghost ships. How does this happen? How's it
Sure.
possible?
Sure.
Is it us? Is it thought construct?
I think in terms of ghost trains, I think we are having this is an entity that is showing itself as a train.
Oh,
It's like the
okay.
man at the
That's
river
interesting.
Styx, you know.
Sure.
Interesting.
It's a legit transport to the other side.
Yes.
Maybe it's just a concept, and that's how it presents that
Exactly.
concept
Like
to us.
yes, it truly is, as
Think
we
of
would
it as a
understand it, a
train.
concept of being. We don't have an understanding of what this
Sure.
thing is, but
Boy,
here it is.
But we know that
boy, they made weed great.
so yeah, those are some places you can go to if you want to get a little spookum happening in your own
Cool.
life.
But be
Nice.
careful. You can still get killed by a ghost train. You're not supposed to be in the way of that.
Right. Well, here's the thing. Ghost trains might look a lot like a real train. And
Sure.
real trains, if it's like a little foggy out, will look like a ghost train. So you
That's
really don't
true.
know which is going to be which.
Yeah, that's
you might
true.
just be standing in front of a train.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that seems fun.
Yeah, I guess you could make a game of it. How quickly can you jump out of the way?
Make a game out of it, you know? Have some fun.
I read a great
Impress
book
a
about,
dame.
or a fairly good book about a guy who was some kind of professor. He was a necromancer, and he made a deal with the devil to get his soul back. And he like made a circus, and he drove around the country on a spooky train. Point being, that was a real train, but it was pretty spooky. So also stay away from any spooky trains, because they could be dangerous in a different, perhaps more nefarious way.
Yeah. If anything, the ghost is a pure and wholesome entity, even if it's negative intent, you know? It's like a dog.
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to take the skull now violently.
Wow,
no,
yikes.
I'm going to shake it about, you
That
know?
went so violently.
And it's mine now.
Sure. I mean, I was just gonna whisper program your latitude and longitude so it could float there on a cloud like a good fun skull.
Oh.
Nope.
We're trying to teach the skull not to be violent, Roger.
I'm disagreeing. I think violence is the answer when it comes to, I don't know, solving problems. If you're the Mandalorian, I've been watching a lot of the Mandalorian.
Mando. Boy, those first
sometimes
2 seasons were incredible. What a COVID. Huh?
I like the
Guys?
last 2 seasons.
COVID was just like permanent weekend. You know, let's do it again.
Yeah.
Let's have another one.
Let's go back in.
So I got a lot of sources here.
I did work through the entire fucking thing.
I did as well. Let's get through this. We only have 66 hours left before something spectacular comes.
Oh no.
The asteroid.
Unfortunately, it's coming from inside the Earth.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, the Earth now ejects asteroids out of it.
It's called an Earth crap.
So we've gone over this before we played it, but do you all remember the "That's Not Human" 911 call?
That's not human.
Yeah.
That's not human.
Yep. Let's play it. I'm sharing the video. This is going to be a nice audio heavy one for our audio listeners. Make sure the sound is shared.
One of my absolute faves.
And continue. I got all sorts of stuff for us.
That's not human! That's not human!
Sir, are you okay, sir? Pender County 911, what's the address of your emergency?
I'm driving on 210. I just crossed the Black River, and I thought I saw a guy standing on the side of the road bleeding.
And did you saw a man standing on the side of the road?
Yes, ma'am, and it looked like he was bleeding because when I drove by, I had my high beams on, and all I could see was just some streaks of red going down his body, starting at his head. What the?
What was that, sir?
That's not human! That's not human!
Sir, are you okay, sir?
There's something in the back of my truck!
Okay, what's in the road?
No, it's not in the road, it's in my truck! In the bed!
There's something in the bed of your truck?
Yes, ma'am, I just turned on my bed light for my truck and there's something in my bed.
Okay, sir, when you say something, what do you mean?
I just knocked it off of the bed of my truck and went over my roof.
Okay, what was it?
I don't know.
Like a turkey, a deer?
No.
Turkeys
I
are
don't
pretty
know what
big.
the hell that was. I don't know if you heard that bang before I started screaming, but I heard a bang.
I
and it
did.
turned on my... That's why.
I heard a thud. And back to the man that you saw, you said he was covered in blood?
It looked like he was bleeding from his head and heavily because it was going down his torso, and he had no shirt on.
And was he white, black, Hispanic?
He was white, and he was
Those are the
staring at
people.
me as I drove by, just blankly. That's not human! That's not human!
Wow, I never heard that last part.
Yeah, so we got a lot of stuff you've
Crawler.
never heard before. Let's go to Snopes.
Wow.
So
no.
a little backstory researched by Emery Winter here. That's not human. Spooky 911 call really happened in North Carolina. The pending county sheriff's office in North Carolina confirmed the authenticity of the call. There was no footage of the incident. This is all true. This did happen. This isn't hoaxed. In September 2025, various social media accounts shared videos of what we just heard. Depending on the portion of the call audible in the video, because every video is different and edited. That was the whole one with a little bit of the point up front. A male voice can be heard telling the 911 operator about a bloodied man he saw on the side of the road before a conversation is interrupted by a thump. You heard that metallic banging in there. We can play it again, and we will at the end of this.
A metallic
And the
squink?
callers. Yeah. Here
Someone
it is.
crying out, "Dear God!"
Your emergency.
Thought I saw a guy standing on the side of the road bleeding.
And did you saw a man standing on the side of the road?
Yes, ma'am, and it looked like he was bleeding because when I drove by, I had my high beams on, and all I could see was just some streaks of red going down his body, starting at his head. What the?
Like, that's loud.
It sounds like it truly sounds like something
Yeah,
jumping on
yeah.
the roof of a car.
Ready?
Yeah.
So this is loud enough to where it's going through his phone. He's screaming. And of course, there's noise gates, equalization that happens on the phones and whatnot. And this is probably edited audio, but that's a loud thud to come through that phone.
Sure. Well, honestly, it would have to be, if it was conceivably as loud as his voice, it wouldn't get noise gated. But that's still
it matches the
very
volume.
heavy object, potentially. Yeah, it's this whole thing is very convincing. It's one of the more convincing pieces of
he speeds up
evidence for doings.
He speeds up. He launches it GTA style over the bed of the car, and whatnot. Is bloody. We saw all that. Real case
style.
call. But a lot of people do not get the second part. Here is a interview that someone has, who I'm forgetting their name. Carolina Case Files host, but this man's
with that guy.
Yeah, like this man's been a host of this stuff for a while.
Sure.
Let's listen ahead, shall we?
Let's watch.
This bearded gentleman. I couldn't find the front facing. There's another interview that I just couldn't find in time, but this is a nice one as well.
Take as much time as you need.
Go on. Take as much time as you need. Okay.
But not too much. We
Yeah.
we have to put this thing
beginning
out.
of the trip. I was coming up from Florida to to visit my family. At the time, I was going to a trade school down there, and when I was driving up here to where the incident occurred by the battlefield, it was already easily like well into the morning. I wasn't looking at my phone. I just know it was pitch black outside, and it was pitch black. I couldn't see the moon, stars, nothing, just barely the road through my headlights. And I had my window down because the AC wasn't working the best. And as I was coming around, there's a massive right curve right there before you cross the Black River, and then after that, you have the battlefield. So on that massive black curve, as I'm coming around, I had just started the curve, and I was about a third of the way through it, and I look over into the ditch on my right, because I caught a quick glimpse of something, and as I take a further look, it looks like there's I'd say probably a 30-something-year-old man standing in that ditch wearing what looks like an old Civil War uniform, just covered head to toe in blood. And the uniform was torn as well. That threw me off because I didn't expect to see it at like 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
When did you expect to see a fucking undead Civil War soldier then?
I don't know. They could have been like keep it a daytime thing. I'm just trying to get home.
I suppose the battles were occurring in the day.
And around lunchtime, so we can get home and watch some TV.
Exactly.
After I see him to report that, because for all I know, it could have just been a normal guy that was injured and needed emergency help. It looked like what had happened is he hit his head on something, and the blood was just pooling down over his face and torso.
Okay.
And well, as I was calling, everything seemed perfectly normal. Just quick phone call to 911, let them know, hey, there's a guy out here, and try to find somewhere safe to park so that way I can take them to him. Well, as you know from the 911 call, right as soon as I reported that, I already had my window up at that point. All of a sudden, I heard a massive bang on my truck, and my truck bounced down from the rear, like I was pulling a heavy trailer and I had
the
a
host.
And so I'm sitting there going, what the hell was that? Which I'm pretty sure you heard me yell, what the hell? I turned on my bed light, and I looked in my rearview mirror, and all I saw was this white, like snow white face right up against my rear windshield.
Artistic
like it was
impression.
Looking into my truck, trying to see what it could see. It had shallow, sunken eyes. It had no nose. Just think if you took skin and put it on a human skull and stretched it thin. Couldn't see any ears, just that. And
horrifying.
Immediately, I just started screaming.
Yes,
I didn't
very much
realize
so.
until afterwards that I had said that's not human on the call, because it was just the first thing I started screaming because I was terrified. I didn't have my firearm with me, nothing. All I had was a wood splitting axe. So that's all I had.
Wow.
And my truck is loud
But
as...
in his defense, or in his more self-confidence, a wood splitting axe becomes a skull splitting axe very easily.
True.
Sure, that's true. Never forget.
And it picks up speed fairly easily. Well, my truck at the time, it had
I'll go into that
6-liter V8 Vortec on it, and it was a proper dual exhaust, hence why I had the window up, because that truck is nice and loud.
Okay.
Well, I'm doing in between like 55, 60 miles an hour when this happens, and I just stomped on the gas for a second. When I looked at the speedometer before I slammed on my brakes, I was doing maybe 80. And I slammed on those brakes with all my might, and I went from like 80 miles an hour down to like 35 in just like a couple of seconds. And all I see is just this super scrawny long body just fly over my truck in a ball rolling. And as I then swerve to the left and get back in the travel lane, and I floor it. And as I'm swerving to the left, I see it stand up, and it is easily taller than that truck.
No way.
I'm 5'10". The truck is about 2 inches taller than I am. And
so it's like a small truck.
like maybe 7.
Funny.
And as I'm past it, I look in my mirror and I see it bolt to the left into the woods, and it looked like I don't even know what the hell, because it looked like somebody took a normal human and stretched them out, starting with the limbs.
Wow.
It abnormally long legs and arms, and it just took off into the woods. And I just said, nope, I'm out of here. I'm not staying to figure out what this is. And there's a gas station all the way at the corner where the highway intersects. And I pulled into that gas station. I was doing like 90 all the way to that gas station because that was the only place with any light that I saw.
Right.
And I just stopped in that parking lot and waited like 10, 15 minutes for state troopers to show up. Well, next thing I know, the state troopers show up at the gas station, and I'm just staring back at that road to make sure that it's not coming back.
Right.
He's affected, long story short.
Right.
Wow.
Well,
that sounds like descriptions I have heard of pale crawlers.
Yeah.
This is also, I think, pretty consistent to the original evidence that we have here, his storyline. When this interview was taken, pretty consistent to exactly what happens beat for beat in the audio 911 call.
Right.
However, we heard that he stomps the floor, or stomps on the brakes, hits that brake to the floor, and rolls over. We don't hear another thud after that. We just hear that original one. So like he just like jumps off due to the force and flies. There's no sound of the creature hitting the car when the brakes are hit, like I would assume.
Yeah.
All of it is, I think, not a hoax. I think he saw something there.
I do too. But the answer is like, the question is like, if we're to take this guy at face value, what do we do now?
Yeah, supposedly he did take photos of it, which he lost. He also sold the truck immediately, not immediately, but soon after this incident.
Yeah, I don't know that he was taking photos. I heard exactly how exasperated he was on that phone call.
Well, not like during it, but like afterwards, like the day after he took photos.
Okay,
I'm sure for insurance.
Sure.
Or something. I don't know. But some questions now. What was it? What was it? Was it a vampire? Is this a Civil War vampire?
I'm trying to in my mind
from
put together
Monstroko.
some sort of narrative for
I don't.
this might be.
I don't think there's a logical connection between the Civil War soldier and the creature that jumped in the back of the truck.
I think there is. I think they're connected somehow.
It seems crazy. I heard many theories to where this could have been, debunking wise, what he saw was someone who was injured and frantic to get help threw themselves in the bed of his truck. He wasn't speeding by. He was driving by and looking and calling it, and then it jumps in his truck. So we don't know how fast he's truly going as he's making the call at first. He speeds up after it's in his truck.
People on the internet said this?
Yes, people on the internet have said this, it could just be someone deranged and wounded who gets in there,
Do they think a wounded man can leap
a tall wounded man,
like a fucking gazelle, into the bed of a truck and then crouch? Do they think he's Spider-Man?
Yes, but also the description of the face, the sunken eyes, the no nose. This is a Voldemort looking motherfucker.
We are beyond the realm of skepticism here. All reasonable explanations. So Occam's razor,
sure,
in this situation is that guy saw what he saw. We don't know what that thing is. He saw something unknown, and it seemed to be preceded by this paranormal encounter. So to me, this suggests, let's see, that there's something. So he's near a battleground. This is a site of
This
death.
is a battleground.
Great.
I thought that was an important thing that we needed to watch the interview for, because it was a good interview for some supplementary evidence on this situation. A battlefield.
And if you've ever listened to
North Carolina, go on.
Like battlefield historians, especially or even like people that do reenactments, they there's almost always, it's like 1 out of 5 people has had a paranormal encounter on a Civil War battlefield.
I want you
I mean,
guys.
whether that's just like they walk through some grass and it gets super cold or whatever, or they
To-
see something.
I want you guys to give me your craziest narrative reason. They're most believable that you can level with yourself on this.
All right.
What happened?
Vampire. I feel this is not a new risen, but this is in fact an older risen who has been mutated from their lack, because even humans can go feral, you know, the hermetization of it, to where like I can't speak English anymore because I've been in the woods and now I only speak squirrel.
Sure.
They forgot language. They have been stretched out due to the diseases that can still hit the human body even while undead.
Okay.
And they are more animal than human, if there is a difference. And I think this is a different classification of vampire that lives in the woods and has since the Civil War 170 years living in the woods.
Okay.
Mutated, stretched by the darkness that is North Carolina.
Yeah. Okay, I like it. Nate, what do you think?
I think that a brutal battle was fought nearby, and the result of that battle is that stretch of roadway, a certain stretch of it anyway, is the veil between the beyond and our perceived reality is thin, if not shredded. So what he saw was 2 things. He saw the Confederate ghost, who marks the beginning of the cursed part of the road. But the reason the curse is there still, and why it perpetuates, is that many people have probably seen this pale crawler. And, you know, whether it bumped up against their car or just ran across the highway or whatever.
Is that period?
Yeah. And then I guess, you know, I mean, I don't, it doesn't seem like it actually intended him any harm. It was just freaky.
I disagree. I think there was malice, but I can't exactly put my finger on it.
I agree with all of the first part of yours, Nate. I think that this is, because of the Civil War situation, a place where let's say, for lack of a better understanding, it's haunted. The veil is thin. There was a massive emotional scar left on this place by thousands of people dying, tens of thousands, I would imagine.
I mean, even if it was just hundreds,
suffering
it's still...
and all of it, you know? And so this place has a lot of kind of residual bad vibes, ghosts, sadness, anger, rage, wandering whatevers. I think that whatever happened with this guy driving, for whatever reason, if it was atmospheric or maybe it has something to do with him. Maybe with his psyche somehow, maybe he's sensitive in some way.
Oh, perhaps he was related to someone who died on that battlefield.
Exactly. Driving through it, he sees the ghost. So this, whatever it is that turns this place on, is on.
Yes.
This is happening.
Yes.
He sees the ghost. Now that it's on, we're now dealing with that whole side of things. And because of the bad vibes in this place, it has drawn predators, those emotional predators that feed on bad vibes. They feed on sadness and rage and fear, like what you feel when you just saw a guy on the side of the road with blood running down his face, so much so that you're calling the cops. And I think that whatever it was scavenging around here for emotions, for fear, decades, centuries old fear and murder and woe, and sensed some real actual fear coming through the area and jumped on him and was trying to get in there.
You're saying it fed well.
I'm saying that it was a pale crawler that was trying to do whatever it is they do to people who they get. And that he was just lucky enough, almost like it was driven into some sort of like feeding frenzy state by the heightened paranormal whatever tides in the area. So I'm just putting that together from, like I said, they made weed good. But that's I don't know, that's the best thing that I can string together. So that to me says, now I'm like, what is that thing? What caused that thing? Was it a person? Is it a person? Is it a tortured person? Is it someone who has, remember when I was saying that other kind of idea of like, you know, you're a person who sticks around for so long, and then you realize that like when someone else is scared, it keeps you here a little longer, you know? And so
it gives you some sort of enrichment or something.
Yeah. It's like you're feeding off of it. So I don't know. This is to date one of the craziest. I put a thing in our Werewolf Radar Discord that was like, what's the piece of evidence that convinced you of that you show people when they're like, so what's the best piece of evidence you've seen?
Yes.
What do you think
something unnormal?
Still unexplained paranormal evidence. And I dropped the Okigahara figure from Destination Truth, which not a great show. That's not true. It was a great show. I heard Josh Gates is kind of a shithead to work for, but who isn't? It's this is also one of them. I'd put this right up there.
Same.
With maybe the most convincing thing that's happened in my life.
Which was the screaming skull giving you a BJ?
That I am ready to accept was a powerful hallucination brought on by eating those tubes of goo from the 90s and breathing N64 fumes.
N64 fumes.
Mm-hmm.
The first generation ran on gas.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You had to pull start it. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what I wanted to talk about. I think we had a great conversation
I
there.
agree. That's a good one.
And I've enriched some of your lives for the worst, you know. Have some nightmares tonight.
Go out there in fear, folks, and spread the word, please. Tell your friends about the podcast. We want people to know. We're not fading away yet. Tell the people. Give us 5 stars. Like and thumbs up us.
Mm-hmm.
And if you really like us, go to Patreon. You can follow and help support the radar and all of that shiz. We're pretty active on YouTube too. Go out there, check that out for us. Do it for
Discord,
us.
join it, say hello.
Yes. But I think that does it for this episode of Werewolf Radar. Until next time, please, as always, join us in our sign-off line on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, punch the sky!
Spaceman Joe!
Punch the sky for friends. That's right, I just introduced a new character, Spaceman Jones. Next week,